I'm going to show you all the tips you need to know to be safe and secure and comfy in your wrap for well over a year. So the first tip that we're going to discuss is just getting started. So it's going to come in this pouch. You're going to take the wrap out, and the first thing you're going to do is not get intimidated by how long the fabric is. The fabric is designed to be long so that it's a custom fit for multiple body types and all ages of baby. So you're going to want to practice the wrap multiple times. We always recommend the first few times you do it to do it in front of a mirror and even have your spouse help you. The second thing is to make sure that you are making all your adjustments to the wrap after baby is in. You really want to get baby nice and secure and asleep, and then make all your adjustments to get comfy cozy. So as we discussed in the detailed instruction, you're gonna start with the fabric all the way up like this, the tag right below your chest. If the baby's smaller, you can go a little bit higher. If the baby's lower, if the baby's taller or bigger, go a little bit lower. I'm gonna start it right here below my chest. I'm gonna walk it to the back, kind of keeping my fingers at the top of the fabric. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like in the back. Okay, so see how you cross it behind your back? And then I'm gonna walk it out a little bit. I've got the top layer of fabric, like where the seam is, in my thumb here. I'm gonna fan this out by dropping the fabric, other side too, and I'm gonna fan a little bit more out. You're not gonna wanna take your arm too far because it's gonna be too hard to get over your shoulder. So ease it in like a comfortable length, and you're gonna put this around your shoulder. Same time, each side is fine, however you want. So now that you've made an X in the back, you're gonna adjust that after baby's in. So keep this snug, keep this snug. If this gets loose, you need to retighten it by pulling these up and snugging back down here. Keep this taut. Gather all the material. You're going to place this at this torso section. Don't pull this out too far. Just tuck it. Let it go. Don't mess with it. Tug, cross. Make sure you don't pull out when you're crossing or pull too wide when you're crossing. You're gonna get a really high cross, and that's gonna make the baby sit too high. We're gonna go into the third detail, which is tying for taller and plus size wearers. So if you're taller or plus size, what you're gonna do is when you're bringing the fabric to the back, you can tie it off in the back. If you have enough fabric, you can keep going to the front. This is gonna be really helpful for our taller wearers, our plus size wearers, and our extended wearers. So I'm gonna go ahead and double knot it in the back. This is not gonna affect the safety of your baby or anything else. And it might actually make it look a little bit cuter in the front. So now we're ready for our baby. The tip here is to make sure that the baby is changed and fed and ready to go into the wrap, because they're really gonna wanna lull themselves to sleep. The wrap creates a womb-like environment, really helping them transition from womb to world. They're gonna smell you, so make sure that they've eaten, and they're gonna wiggle, so make sure that they've been changed. Now that we have baby, we're gonna make sure to position high on our shoulder. Start with this section that is on either side, put it in the back of the knee. This is gonna be really important for when you discuss the M position. This is gonna make sure that the baby feels really secure for hours of wearing. Tuck the arms. If the baby's smaller, they'll naturally do this because they're still in the womb-like position. If the baby is older, go ahead and tuck their arms before you spread. That'll make it a little bit easier. So I'm gonna do the second shoulder, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna position the baby here and wiggle them down a little bit. I'm gonna get them in a comfortable height for me as well, so that they're just kissable and not butting up against my chin. So now that they're in this position, they're gonna feel a little bit more secure, they're gonna calm down, and they're gonna be ready for you to tuck them in. So you're gonna start with this shoulder strap that you put for when you burped the baby. And just remember, when you practice a bunch, your arms, you're just gonna put it on the same way every time. So the goal here is to get the wrap on yourself as quickly as you can, and then your body will just remember how to do it. So this is one of the most important parts when baby is too low or too high. So we're gonna get into the tip for my baby's too low, my baby's too high. So the first thing with when you feel like your baby is too low, it would feel a little bit when the baby's like heavier, sometimes around like 4 months to 9 months, they're gonna be heavier. So they're going to sag a little bit. So what you wanna do is make sure that when you're doing the tag that you start it higher at your chest, and then making sure that you put everything on as snug as possible, but not tight. So it should feel like a tight shirt. And if you don't, you've done a lot of practice, so take the wrap on and off and try again. So if baby's too high here, what you wanna do is reach a hand in here, just like you were to hold them off, like pick them up off the ground, but you're gonna lower them. But securing the back of their head and securing their torso, you're just gonna lower them. Sometimes you might have to do a circle to kind of wiggle them lower, but getting your baby lower is a lot easier than getting the baby higher. So put that baby high and tight. So we're gonna finish putting the baby on, and then we're gonna do a safety check. So the tip here is the baby's already gonna be pretty sleepy. So you're gonna go to your side and you're gonna slide your hand down until you feel this section. Put your hand under the section, and then what you wanna do is you don't want to pull the baby's leg. That's gonna make them mad. Pull the fabric. There's plenty of fabric. Pull, pull, back of the knee. Same thing with the other side. You're going to slide down, find the highest piece of fabric, and you're gonna push the little heel up, and you're gonna pull the fabric, not the baby, and put it at the back of the knee. Then you're gonna be able to put the last part on, which is this section here with the tag. So the tag is gonna go all the way to the shoulder and around your chest. So now you can do a little bit of adjusting. So you wanna make sure that you bring this all the way to the top of their back. If it's here, then over time, it's gonna wiggle down here. So keep it all the way up here. Throughout the day, as you're wearing, you'll wanna make sure this is up, and you'll wanna make sure this is up. That's how you'll be able to wear for hours at a time. So we're gonna go over some safety as well as tucking the baby. So if the baby doesn't have full head control, you wanna make sure that the baby chooses the side that they wanna sleep on. Don't choose for them, because then they're just gonna keep popping their head out. So if the baby chooses this side, you're gonna go to the back of the ear, and then you're gonna move this away from their face. So when the baby's untucked or older, they're gonna want an arm out. Totally fine. Let their arm out. Totally secure. Same thing with older babies, really secure. So to tuck them back in, you're gonna do the same thing. Make sure that's all the way over, make sure this is all the way up. Okay, now we're gonna go over TICS. So TICS is an acronym for TICKS. It's an acronym for safety. It's kind of like a safety checklist. So you just wanna do this after you put the baby in, but it's gonna become really intuitive. So first is T, which is tight, making sure that everything is real snug and nothing is loose. I is in view at all times, making sure that you can always see all of baby's air passageways and making sure you can see so you can sense any hunger cues. C is close enough to kiss. You want to make sure that they're kissable height at all times. If they get too low, go back a little bit to the other tip on how to get them up a little bit higher. K is keep chin off their chest. So sometimes when they're sleeping, they like to curl up in a little ball. As they get older, they're gonna unwind a little bit. But when you have your chin to your chest, actually it's a little bit harder to breathe, and you'll have less oxygen. So you wanna make sure that, just take 2 fingers and make sure their chin is off their chest. S is supported. You wanna make sure the baby is facing you, chest to chest, tummy to tummy, skin to skin, and that is how you keep baby nice and secure and comfy for a long sleep. So watch this video when you get started as many times as you like. Make sure that you practice in front of a mirror and send us all your questions, and we have FaceTime tutorials, video tutorials, and even phone tutorials, and we'd love to hear from you.